Be sure to subscribe for more content.
Ladies and gents, welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Dogecoin, what has happened to it recently, and where we think the price is going to go to in the near future with some key price levels and some trades we're looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis on this channel and you're one of the 86% of people that watch my videos that have not yet subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like this content. So without further ado, let's get into Dogecoin. Let's get the annotations back here on the screen. And so right now, I do believe we're in a very critical moment here on Dogecoin, and everything I said 3 days ago in my last video about Dogecoin before I started moving house still stands today. So in that last video, I was looking at this this bullish support that was going in the upwards direction, the line here in orange. I was looking at this 100-hour moving average, and of course, like I said in that video, as long as Dogecoin price was able to go in this uptrend, respecting this bullish support here, so kind of bouncing off and going upwards every time it hit the support, and respecting this 100-hour moving average, then we were in a nice bullish trend. And of course, as you can see here, the bullish support kind of supports the price, but the 100-hour moving average does a good job as well. So every time the prices are above this blue line, we are in a bullish trend. And it's also a very interesting area of support and resistance, and we can see that the prices, as they slip through this bullish support, they came down to this 100-hour moving average, they teased it, they came back up a few times after testing this 100-hour moving average, but we got to this area here where the prices broke below substantially for the first time since the pump here on Dogecoin. And what's really fascinating at the moment is look how well respected this 100-hour moving average is in blue. The prices don't just settle around this region, they don't just consolidate, within this 100-hour moving average with small candles. We see violent behavior as the prices switch sides of the 100-hour moving average. You see this candle here, for example, the prices jet up past that moving average. They do not stick around this area for long, and in this region here we've come down below this 100-hour moving average, and just in the last hour we've again come above this 100-hour moving average in a violent fashion. So traders, buyers and sellers are kind of battling it out here in Dogecoin, and this is why I think it is super critical, because if sellers start to take over, then we're going to see a retracement of the pump here on Dogecoin that we've had from 7 cents all the way to 11 cents. So if sellers start to take over, if we dip below this 100-hour moving average, we could see a new bearish trend here on Dogecoin. But there is a chance that buyers can take over and we could continue this uptrend. So the battle is not over yet for the bulls here on Dogecoin, but it is a very critical moment. And it reminds me a lot of Dogecoin right after the Twitter acquisition from Elon Musk as well. Basically, we had a similar scenario in this region. The prices came below this bullish support that we had here. You can see prices jetted up very quick, respected this orange line back in the end of October, start of November. But we had a decisive moment where prices did tank below the bullish support for the first time at around the 13 cents mark. And from that point, we can see the 100-hour moving average started switching hands. The prices dipped down below, came back up and started dipping down below. And we saw a very big consolidation pattern occur here on Dogecoin, which kind of looks something like this. This is not a perfect triangle by any means, but it looks something like this, where prices started consolidating in a pattern like this. And eventually Dogecoin made its mind up and we broke below this consolidation, and from that point the prices did not stop tanking all the way down to around the 7 cents mark. So that's the kind of implication that I think we are seeing right now. If we have a look at recent times, again, Dogecoin seems to be displaying some sort of consolidation pattern that looks like this. So this is something I'm particularly keeping my eye on, because if we see this consolidation pattern play out, we could see a price target. We could see a breakout on either side of this consolidation, and the price target should be the first test of support and resistance, which is quite a substantial price target. So if we do break out within this hour, for example, we could see 11.4, 11.5 cents within the coming days. But if we do break down from this triangle, then we should see 8.6, 8.7 cents. Now, I don't expect it to go in one straight line if we do break out. If this triangle is respected and we do break to the downside, we could see something like last time where the prices just make their way slowly down to that level. But if we do break out, again, it doesn't have to be a sharp move in the upwards direction. It could do something like this all the way to 11.5 cents. So those are my thoughts in the very short term here on Dogecoin, where I do think we're seeing something very, very similar to what we saw back over at the start of November with that consolidation period. And in that instance, we did see the prices come down, but whether we see the prices go down or go up in this region is really down to this consolidation pattern that is occurring here and the subsequent breakouts. So I'm keeping my eye on this. What I'm also looking at on a slightly longer time frame as well is something looking like this. So this is a double bottom pattern. Basically, to keep it short, we did see this complete. This is the neckline here where the prices come up to several times within this region, not perfectly, but a general resistance here. And we have a support where the price came down to touch it twice. And we did see this pattern complete. We did see a large breakout. And if this pattern were to be respected, then we should actually see Dogecoin prices head up even higher. And this should take the price to around 11.8 cents. And in my mind, this pattern is not invalidated. This pattern is still in play. It's only invalidated if Dogecoin breaks below this neckline once again at 9.1 cents. So I'm still looking out for something for this double bottom pattern to complete and 11.8 cents to be hit. And of course, that would be absolutely amazing. That would be like a 20% from where we are right now. So that's really, really cool. So it really is all eyes on what this consolidation pattern is going to end up doing. If we're going to go ahead in an upwards direction, then 11.5 to 11.8 cents is very, very doable. But if we do head down, then it's going to be 8.7 cents. We're not going to see this double bottom pattern play out. And we could see Dogecoin retrace back down to the 7 cents mark. Now, additionally, if I show you the Fibonacci levels, so you guys know what to look out for in terms of supports and resistance, basically right now, Dogecoin has been consolidating between this 0.5 fib and the 0.382 fib here on Doge. And if we break out to the upside of this triangle, we could encounter a lot of resistance here at the 10.6 cents level. So this would be a good area to take a small amount of profits if you are trading this triangle. But if we're able to continue up, then our next fib at 0.618 is 11.7 cents. And by that point, that should be our price target from this triangle that we are seeing here if this is respected. So the only major resistance, in my opinion, would be 10.6 cents. And if we do break to the downside, then 9.6 cents could be a major level here, just according to the fibs. And of course, this level here at 8.6 as well. But of course, again, price target from this triangle is 8.7. So the only major level that you'll encounter should be this level here. Now, on top of that, I'm going to introduce something new to you guys as well. And basically what it is a checklist that kind of condenses all our technical analysis into a tick or a cross. And basically, the more ticks we have on a certain time frame, the more bullish it is. So basically, it's stuff like, is the RSI value above 50, the MACD value above 0? Because of course in my videos I do show you those, but it's just condensed into a table like this. So of course, on Dogecoin at the moment, on the 1 hour chart, we've got a score of 1, so only 1 tick and 4 crosses, showing us that things on the lower time frames are actually looking quite bearish. On the 4 hour chart, slightly less bearish since we got 1 more tick, and on the 1 day chart is obviously still bullish since we've seen this pump. So the chart that this table that we're seeing here shows us that we could be going from a bullish to a bearish trend just based on the technical analysis from the RSI and the MACD. So it's something, so the technicals are suggesting that we could potentially go lower here on Dogecoin. And of course, also importantly is to look at what the whole cryptocurrency market is doing. We cannot ignore what the crypto markets are doing, because if crypto makes a major move upwards or downwards, then we could possibly see that in Dogecoin as well. So to do that, we always go on Bitcoin and see what Bitcoin is doing, because if Bitcoin makes the major move, then chances are we're going to see that bearish or bullish bias on Dogecoin as well. So at the moment here on Bitcoin, it's always good to talk about what we are seeing. And basically what we are seeing, in my opinion, is some sort of bear flag forming. Now, if we have a look at my annotations here on Bitcoin back in the day, we can see that in April and in May, we had areas of consolidation where Bitcoin price wasn't doing too much. So the first drop here, for example, was the lunar crash. We saw Bitcoin kind of consolidate in a pattern like this, so some sort of triangle. We did see one last pump there on Bitcoin before we saw that 3 arrows capital crash take the price down to 18,000 on Bitcoin. And what we're seeing now is that FTX crash. So if we draw some sort of parallel, we can see lunar crash, FTX crash, and instead of a triangle formation, we're seeing some sort of bear flag. And at the moment, we've seen this pump here caused by the Fed a few days ago, but now this could potentially be our last pump before we start seeing prices go down further. And of course, the price target from this bear flag is around 13,200, just based on the flagpole size of this previous crash here. So if we do see this pattern play out, we could potentially see 13,200 on Bitcoin. And of course, this is only confirmed if we break below, I'd say around the 16,000 mark. So if prices do something like this, then we're going to see a bearish bias 100% on Dogecoin as well. And I do think Dogecoin should quite easily retrace back down to 7 cents if Bitcoin heads down to 13,200. But And although I don't follow Bitcoin all too much, this does look quite convincing that it is going to fall further in the near future. And it seems to be backed up by quite a lot of crypto analysts as well on Twitter. So always a good thing to do is to get several opinions on what we're seeing here on the charts, particularly for Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin is the tune for the whole cryptocurrency market. And it seems like a lot of people seem to agree that this is some sort of consolidation pattern, and a second drop is coming to take Bitcoin down to lower lows as well. So I will say I am prepared for Dogecoin to head down further. I'm trading very cautiously at the moment because we could see a move down on Bitcoin at any point, and I'm going to be fully out of Dogecoin if we do see Bitcoin head down to the 13,000 region. So I'm trading very cautiously right now. As long as Bitcoin is still relatively steady, then we could see some major move here on Dogecoin in the very near future. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, the end of the triangle should be within 6 to 8 hours. So by the end of today, we could see that major move here on Dogecoin, whether it's in the up or the down direction. But it's definitely going to be influenced by what Bitcoin does, particularly if it makes some sort of major moves. So that's what I'm seeing right now here on Dogecoin, and that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of what I'm looking at in the future. Just to summarize, basically on the short term, I'm seeing some sort of consolidation pattern occur. We're seeing the start of a change of trend, go from bullish to a more sideways direction. And since we're seeing this triangle, this could be a sign of a trend reversal. So we could see our previously bullish trend go into a bearish trend if we do break down like this. And of course, that's supported by the moving average. On the longer time frame, I do think we could still see this head and shoulder we could still see this double bottom pattern. And of course, we need to break out to the upside of this triangle if that is going to be in play. But if we do break to the upside, this would still be in play, and we could see 11.7 to 11.8 cents here on Lunar Classic. So it'll take us up to around this level here, and that could be in play over the next several days. So that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions whatsoever. I know I introduced some new things to you today, so if you're unsure about anything, feel free to comment. But otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.